The Menorca Open 2025 Open Round 5 witnesses a strategic French defense burn variation, as Nihal Sarin faces Ivanchuk. On e4. On e6. On d4. On d5. Knight c3. Knight f6. This position is typical of French defense burn variation. Ivanchuk is aiming to play. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4. On takes e4, and dominate the board. Bishop g5 played by Nihal Sarin. On takes e4. Knight takes e4. Bishop e7. Knight takes f6 check. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6. Queen takes f6. Knight f3. King castled kingside. Queen d3. Bishop d7. Queen e3. Knight c6. King castled queenside. Rook a d8. Bishop c4. Knight e7. Knight e5. It is novelty move. Bishop c6. Ivanchuk is aiming to play. Knight f5. Queen f4. Bishop takes g2, and dominate the board. Knight takes c6 played by Nihal Sarin. Knight takes c6. On c3. Knight e7. Rook he1. On c6. Bishop d3. Knight d5. Threatening knight takes e3. Queen g3 played by Nihal Sarin. Queen f4 check. Queen takes f4. Knight takes f4. Bishop f1. Rook d7. King c2. Rook fd8. On a4. On a5. On g3. Threatening pawn takes f4. Knight d5 played by Ivanchuk. Rook e5. King f8. Bishop c4. On g6. Rook de1. On h5. On h4. King e7. King d3. King d6. On f3. Rook h8. Bishop takes d5. On takes d5. On c4. On takes c4 check. King takes c4. Rook c7 check. King d3. Threatening rook takes a5. Pawn b6 played by Ivanchuk. Rook b5. Threatening rook takes b6 check. Rook c6 played by Ivanchuk. Rook e4. Rook b8. Rook e1. King e7. On g4. On takes g4. On takes g4. Rook d8. Rook e4. King f6. Rook f4 check. King g7. On h5. Rook cd6. King e3. Rook 8 d7. On takes g6. King takes g6. On g5. King g7. Rook h4. Rook c7. Rook h2. Rook c4. Ivanchuk's idea is to play. Rook takes d4. Rook takes b6. Rook takes b6. King takes d4. Rook b4 check. King e5. Rook takes a4, and increase their advantage significantly. Rook d2 played by Nihal Sarin. Rook takes a4. King e4. Rook a1. King e5. Threatening king takes d6. Rook c6 played by Ivanchuk. On d5. Rook e1 check. King f4. Threatening pawn takes c6. Rook d6 played by Ivanchuk. Ivanchuk intends to play Rook f1 check. King g4. Rook g1 check. King f4. King g6. Rook d3. Rook f1 check. King g4. On e5, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook d3 played by Nihal Sarin. King g6. Rook db3. On e5 check. King f3. King takes g5. Rook c3. Rook d1. Ivanchuk might go for Rook takes d5. Rook cb3. Rook takes b5 and dominate the board. King e4 played by Nihal Sarin. Rook e1 check. King d3. King f6. Ivanchuk's idea is to play Rook d1 check. King e4. Rook d4 check. King e3. Rook takes d5. Rook takes d5. Rook takes d5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King c2 played by Nihal Sarin. Rook e2 check. King d3. Threatening king takes e2. Rook e1 played by Ivanchuk. Ivanchuk wants to play Rook d1 check. King e4. Rook d4 check. King e3. Rook takes d5. Rook takes d5. Rook takes d5 and seize the initiative. King c2 played by Nihal Sarin. On e4. Rook c7. Rook e3. Ivanchuk's idea is to play Rook d3. Rook c6. Rook takes d5. Rook takes d5. Rook takes c6 check and increase their advantage significantly. On b4 played by Nihal Sarin. On a4. Rook b7. Rook d3. Rook takes b6. Rook takes b6. Rook takes b6 check. King e5. Threatening rook takes d5. Rook a6 played by Nihal Sarin. Rook takes d5. Rook takes a4. On f5. Ivanchuk is aiming to play on e3. On b5. Rook takes b5. King d3. On f4. King e2. Rook b2 check. King f3. Rook f2 check and seize the initiative. Rook a8 played by Nihal Sarin. On e3. King c3. King f4. Ivanchuk is aiming to play on e2. Rook e8. King f3. King c4. Rook d1. On b5. On promotes to queen at e1. Rook takes e1. Rook takes e1 and take decisive advantage. King c4 played by Nihal Sarin. Threatening king takes d5. Rook e5 played by Ivanchuk. King d4. Nihal Sarin saw no escape and decided to resign.